The Phoenix Suns might be forced into a possible decision in deciding what is the right move. Should they go all in for Jimmy Butler and getting rid of Bradley Beal, or should the team towards a turn in another direction with James Jones selling some of these stars and going into a rebuild? That's left Suns fans ultimately debating, questioning, going off on this online. So we have to break it down for you guys here on Suns Digest. It's your boys Bruce and Curtis once back again, and we're here to hit it with you with all the Suns news. Curtis, how you doing today, my guy?
I'm doing good. A little sleepy, had a lot of stuff going on last night, but I'm good to go, man. I'm ready to have some Suns talk. And we got some interesting stuff going on for this conversation. So I'm ready to lock in and give these guys our breakdown.
For sure, for sure. We definitely got some interesting stuff to break down. So if you guys want to make sure you stay up to date on everything, make sure to hit the like, make sure to subscribe, and stay tuned for everything coming to you guys on Suns Digest, as Curtis and I will be here breaking down all of the news. But like Curtis said, we got a lot to dive into, so make sure to grab that snack. And we're going to be breaking down what is the right direction for the Phoenix Suns, as they realistically have two kind of sets of ways they could go, and it's left a lot of fans in question on which way they should pursue. We obviously saw yesterday in yesterday's breakdown, we went over the deal that the Suns were able to acquire 3 first-round picks for their 2031st. And from Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, we can see this is one of the few different scenarios that exist right now in the Suns ultimately getting Butler. And this was one of the moves that is kind of the precursor, that first domino, that first step in ensuring this can happen. But with the Suns, obviously fans questioning this, it's left a lot to dive in. So we're going to be looking at some fans' honest reports and then going over what we honestly think as well. And I saw this tweet retweeted from my boy Swavey Kais, who does some fantastic work on the Suns on YouTube. And he retweeted this, which I think speaks for a lot of Suns fans and how they feel, where the Suns fans don't want this roster to be blown up. They want to continue. They want to contend for Jimmy Butler, as they fear that with the Stars literally forcing their way here, this is something they need to capitalize on. For being a lottery team for the last 10 years, they need to ensure that they keep in this win now moment. And not only do fans feel this, but also people that work in the media, as we see from Espo of Courtesy of PHNX, that he says he's been there and done that. He's owned the t-shirt and the emotional scars. Now, Curtis, even though we see people feeling like this, there are some in the Suns realm like Kellen Olson that feel that the Suns should possibly blow this up and look for their long-term future. So I open the question up to you, our co-host Curtis. What is your ultimate take for the Phoenix Suns here?
So I'm torn in both ways. And I'll give you my reasoning, just the shorthand reasoning. On one hand, it would be good to see the Suns pick up these stars. Okay, we keep getting these stars in influx, and I say that because this has been a franchise that we're small market and it's Phoenix, Arizona. We've had a hard time getting stars to want to come over. So this is a great time to showcase that people do want to come play here. I understand that. Let's keep trying to get stars in and then set up for the future where people will want to keep coming over. And then, trying to get into contention and become a team that can win now. I understand. But in all actuality, my question is with how limited resources we have and our future coming up, if the win does not happen, I don't know, Chief. I don't know if this is a good idea. If we don't win, it's going to take a long time for us to recoup from this, and we'll turn back into the 2013 Suns again. So I'm going this route, brother. I gotta do it. I gotta do it, bro. Blow it up.
So Curtis is all in the all blow it up train. He's feeling what Kellen Olson's feeling. He's saying that he is going that route. But Suns fans, you know this is a show. We got to go back and forth. And I'm obviously on the let's get the Jimmy train. I'm all in for this move. I want to see Jimmy in Phoenix because I think he could bring a lot to this team that they really do lack. And I truly think that they could retool and refly with this roster, with this team. And ultimately, it gets rid of the real curse of this squad, which is that no trade clause in Bradley Beal's contract. If you sign Durant to a long-term extension, if you sign Butler to a long-term extension, yes, they may lose value, but they still are tradable assets in the future if the Suns do want to go that route. And I still think that possibility is still something that the Suns can look forward to in the future. Curtis, you got a little bit of a shocking face. What is your kind of take on that?
Uh, Dog, Kevin Durant's old, brother. I
I know
don't.
he's old.
I don't know how much longer he stays a tradable asset. And then here's the other question. Yeah, tradable asset, dude, it's coming up contract time. Do we even get to keep him? Do we try to get something for him now? I don't know. How do you have a tradable asset if he just leaves on his own? You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. I think that the ensuring of the Butler trade kind of pursues that. I do believe that if the Suns are unable to get a Butler trade, that this is kind of the precursor for the blowing up kind of going to the season. As we've seen how they've been able to work with this roster this year, I don't think that Durant will want to stay with this team. But I honestly would not, be totally against blowing it up. I just think that, like you mentioned, the Suns fans have been through that agony. They've seen the years of, being towards the bottom. And realistically, before this bubble, those years previous where Booker, a young star trying to lead with this team, they were towards that bottom. And that bubble kind of changed things. And I think a lot of fans that are Suns fans don't really realize that, like, or from outside perspective, is that the Suns have realistically only been a high big market team, like you really said, over these last 5 years. They've always been a small market. They've always been kind of forgotten. So when you have players like Jimmy Butler that want to come to you, or possibly even in more free agencies in 2026, 2027, where you could still use some of those assets to still bring in, quality role players around these guys, I still think the Suns should keep all that push in for the championship.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, like I said, if it works, it works. If it does not, I'm telling you, that stint that we had, right? So this is let's do it like this. It's literally 2010 all over again. If we do this and we lose, okay, we'll go with the idea that KD goes, you know what? Nah, I'm not resigning. I'm out of here, dude. I'm out. I'm done. Okay. That's Stoudemire leaving. 2010. Okay. What happened to us? We floundered. We tried to pick up a guy here, pick up a guy there, but it was too hard to fill the gap because nobody wanted to come over. Right. And then we turned into, what was it, a 10-year stint of stinking it up? It was a 10-year stint. I literally see that coming. I'm scared of that. That's why, I mean, honestly, like I think you can move anything on this roster except for Booker, and I think you just try to make plays and build around Booker right now. I think that's what I say. I love you, KD. I love KD. I'm not saying I don't want him here, and I know I keep harping on, but harping on the fact that he might go. And I'm not even trying to just say that in the light of, okay, yeah, he did that with the Thunder, he did it with this team, that team. That I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying if this happens, that will hurt us exponentially. Yes, the cap opens up, but how do we get another player of Kevin Durant caliber? Will there even be anybody on the market that would want to come over during that time? Would we be able to find the right pieces? And I know how our office works, man. A lot of times when we have that free money roaming around, we just pick up guys that aren't exactly what we need. And then we end up stuck with no cap space, no picks, and we'll just be floundering out here in the ether. So I don't know. I'm just worried, man. I'm just a scared Suns fan, man. I got my Nash jersey on, man, and I just don't want the times of the 2010 2020 to happen.
Nah, I feel you, Curtis. Like you said, I think the cursor of keeping Devin Booker with this team is the notion that everybody wants. You know what I mean? I think everybody wants to see Booker finish his career with the Suns. Booker wants to do that as well, and I don't see them possibly moving off a guy like him. But the Durant conversations obviously do come into speed when you realistically look at this team and after this season. If you don't think that a trade for Jimmy Butler or the moves following a move for Jimmy Butler is going to put you into that championship or bust type of conversation in the West this season, then I truly agree with you. I truly think that possibly looking in a different direction could be the benefactor for the Suns. But I think, like a lot of Suns fans, including myself, I feel like if they add Jimmy Butler as a mentor for Ryan Dunn, adding alongside some of these other players, the Suns could still be able to do some other moves as well around the edges, maybe with guys like Grayson Allen, Yusuf Nurkic, Tyus Jones, to still find out some fillable holes for this team to truly contend. But like you mentioned, they are in a little bit of a questionable decision. Do they go all in or do they stand put? So, Suns fans, I want to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. How you guys ultimately feel about this team's direction and which way they truly should pivot. Like I said, Curtis and I have been doing a fantastic job breaking down this news. We're trying to get it to you as fast as you guys can. So if you guys want to show your guys' support for the channel, make sure to let us know what you guys think down below. And once again, we will be live again tomorrow breaking down this Suns team for all you guys. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. I believe my boy Curtis is going to be hopping on the stream, so we'll be back together breaking that down and getting everything towards you guys. Curtis, any last words before we sign off on the show today?
Just stay on the channel, guys. Make sure you're subscribed and peep the new upcoming videos that we got. I think me and Bruce will be doing a duo about once a week from here on out, or maybe something like that. But we'll stay with you guys together, and then we'll also be dropping our own videos. So just stick with us, guys, and we're gonna see what happens over the course of the rest of this year.
Exactly, exactly. Like we said, the trade deadline is looming. The Suns are still going to make moves, regardless if it's a Jimmy Butler move or staying put. They will be doing something, and we'll have all the news to break it down for you guys on here. So, like Curtis said, make sure you stay up to date. Make sure to keep checking in. And Suns fans, we'll catch you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and go Phoenix Suns. Peace out, everyone.